organized chaos, but still chaos. Hi. I don't know how people get up and film those little brushing my teeth, putting on deodorant, getting the coffee ready intros. I'm like crawling out of bed. I'm lucky if I comb my hair. I'm out the door. But anyway, welcome. It's been a hot minute. I'm a little like apprehensive about filming again, but I think I was inspired because I went on a trip recently and I just like filmed at the end of the day like things that I learned. I think it really helped me like process and appreciate what was going on that day. So I thought, why not do it for that job that I love so much, which is teaching. So I'm a first year kindergarten teacher. It's been so amazing and so difficult at the same time. But I definitely feel like I'm on this end of my first year teaching journey now that we're in March. Today I just want to take you along. I feel like it's mostly going to be me just like chatting and showing you things because obviously I can't film when I'm with the kiddos. One, like legal, and two, no one has time for that, okay? You're corralling little 5 and 6 year olds. You know, you barely have time to blow your nose and sip your own water. So it is about like 7:10 right now. Our school day starts at 7:30. So I leave the night before with my entire room ready to go. So if I had to just like walk in and turn on the lights and the computer, I would be ready to go. So I'm just gonna like read some emails. I'll probably start cutting some stuff that I want to laminate later. Very riveting morning over here. And then the kids will come at 7:30 and we're off to the race. Okay, so it is 11:02. The kids break for lunch at 10:45, but by the time you drop them off, wait for them to get through the line, go to the bathroom, you know, it's like already 11. The time honestly goes so fast. So far this morning, we've had our morning meeting. We just talk about the day of the week, the month we're in, the date, and the year. And then we keep track of the number of our days in school. And then we talk about the 10s, 1s, and 100s that go into how many days. So we've been in school for 109 days. So we had one block of 100 and 9 ones. So then we just started this and the kids have really been liking it. We've started learning about just one new person or one new thing after we do our morning meeting. That's kind of how we end it. So today we learned about Sally Ride, who was the first American woman to go up in space. My kids are super obsessed with space and astronauts and the planets and everything, so they really enjoyed learning about her. But yeah, so we learned about Rosa Parks, we've learned about Susan B. Anthony, we've learned about LeBron James, like we've learned about whales and sharks, just like anything that I feel like the kids are interested in that I also want to expose them to so that they're familiar when it's brought up later in their school years. We just do a quick little teaching moment and the kids are always super engaged. Like it's really fun to see their eyes light up so much, or you can see them trying to like process kind of what they're learning. Like with Susan B. Anthony, they couldn't understand why women weren't always allowed to vote. Like they just couldn't like put that together. So that it's always just kind of special to see their faces light up. But yeah, so then we do a movement, then we sit right back down and we do phonics, rhyming what you hear at the beginning of the word, what you hear at the end of the word, what you hear in the middle, replacing the beginning consonant, things like that. So that we've been doing since the beginning of the year. That's a very routine. They've got it now, 5 minutes and we're done. Then we move on to our heart words. So today we learned a new heart word, and heart words for us are just like sight words. We call them heart words because they're words that we know by heart. And so they get like a little pink heart and then they cut it out. Today our word was put. So they cut it out, they write their name and the heart word on the back, and then they know that they just move right on to their heart word journals, and we have a whole journal with all the heart words, and they write the word at the top, write the word 3 times, write a sentence with the heart word in it, and then they draw a picture to go with their sentence. And then we do another movement, and then we do a literacy lesson. So this week we are working on cause and effect. So I'm using do I have one? Like if you give a moose a muffin, if you take your mouse if you take a mouse to school, those kind of books. Like if you give a mouse a cookie. I've been using a lot of these books and like partnering that with our curriculum books too. Like our curriculum has posters and big books to help us teach the literacy element for the week, but it's always fun to do a read aloud because the kids really like those books. They're short, they're easy to read, and they're familiar with them, so they're not focused so much on, wait, what's going on, versus like, okay, what's the cause, what's the effect. So they do well with that. And then we go play outside for 20 minutes. Then we come back in and we hop right into our journal. Since our theme of the week is St. Patrick's Day, today's journal was, what do you think is at the end of the rainbow? The kids draw their picture in their journal first, then they write, and then they show me, and then we, fix any little parts that need to be worked on, and then they can color. So that's their journal. After that, another brain break, another movement. Kids, especially at 5 and 6, they need like that movement, and they would be absolute puddles if they went all day without movements beyond their 2 outside times. So we do a movement, and then today was a little different because we actually didn't get to any stations today. And stations are like, I have 6 different stations. That could be like a whole nother video and a half. But since it is St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, I wanted to start an experiment today, and it was make a penny green. They were super engaged with that experiment. All it was is, actually I can just show you. So all the experiment was is I just laid out these pennies. We talked about like how much a penny is worth, and we counted our pennies and everything. And then I just poured like some vinegar over it. And then there's just a little paper towel here. And then they're just sitting in a little layer of vinegar so that the vinegar is acting as the pollution that would normally come from the rainfall. And then we'll observe this at the end of the day. And see if any change comes. We'll observe it tomorrow, and then we'll observe it Friday too, and then they'll get to take home a penny that is hopefully green on Friday at the end of the week. I have to go pick up the kids in about 10 minutes. Right now I'm just honestly doing prep stuff, catch up on some emails. They don't tell you in student teaching how much of this job is not only sending emails, but reading all the emails. Like, one of my little New Year's resolutions was to read more books this year. And honestly, I feel like with the amount of emails that I have read this year, I could count it as a book, because it's just like, you need to read them and they're important, but it's so much to read. But anyway, I'm just going to go do that, and then we'll see if I check back in during prep. Okay, so the fact that I thought I would have time to film during prep is laughable. I was like busting around. I had a bunch of stuff to prep for my St. Patrick's Day. I'm doing like a party, but it's just like a huge day of rotating different fun but still academic stations. So I had a lot of stuff to prep for that, like computer work, and all of a sudden it was like, time to go get the kids and whatever. So anyway, it's the end of the day. It is 2:22. Our day ends at 2:15, and then I bring the kids down that are getting picked up by their parent down to the front of our building, and just wait for their parents to come, get them to where they need to go, whatever, and then come back. My grade level team has a meeting where we plan for the next week and just talk about things that we're wondering about, or kind of vent about our day and stuff like that. So I have that in a few minutes, and then I'll start on the other things that I need to do to get ready for tomorrow and the rest of the week. Hello. It is several hours later. Honestly, I'm so tired. But I wanted to make it a point to think about my day, reflect, what did I learn today? What did I gain from today? Why am I appreciative that I had today? So I was kind of thinking out loud, I guess. I went on a walk with my mom, and we were just talking, about our days, and I was explaining, like some of the stations that I have for tomorrow and things like that. And then I got to telling her about the penny experiment, the making the penny green experiment that I did with the kids today. And I just got to thinking, like, some of the things that they were saying. So originally I presented it to them as, does anyone know what this is? A bunch of them said it was a penny. Do you know what color it is? And because I was just looking for them to tell me that it was brown. But then one of my kiddos raised his hand and he said, I know it's made out of copper. And I didn't expect any of my kids to know that at all, because I certainly haven't taught that. I don't know how common knowledge that is among the 5 and 6-year-olds. So he knew it was made out of copper. And then another kiddo raised his hand and said that, yeah, copper that's the same thing that the Statue of Liberty is made out of. I was like, yes, it is. Good job, honey. Like, you're right. I like gave him a little, I'm a big like head toucher. I think because their head is right kind of where like my hands naturally fall, like when they're just kind of at my side. So I'm a big like little hair ruffler teacher, I guess. But anyway, so I was just like so impressed that at that age that they knew that information, but then that they could make that connection and like share it with the group too, to have that confidence. That like dialogue kind of made me remember that we should never underestimate like the littles. It doesn't matter like how young you are, you still have like all of these thoughts. You're curious, you're taking things in, you're learning things, and you're making all of these connections. And I just think that a lot of times as adults, and like even like me as a teacher, I think it's so easy to like underestimate the knowledge and like the power that these little kids have. And I feel like they teach me stuff like every day, even if it's just something like, it's okay to not take everything so seriously, or it's okay if we don't get through everything that we needed to get through, because it's like, especially in kindergarten, it's so much more than just learning to read and write. Like, it's learning how to have empathy and how to get along and share with those around you. And it's like honestly learning how to learn, inspiring the kids to learn for the future. But kind of circling back to my initial takeaway, which is that kiddos, no matter how little young they are, no matter where they're from, they have thoughts and they have opinions about things. And if you let them, will teach us so much. Of course, I'm a little biased because I just love my kiddos and I love the 5 and 6 year old age. And obviously I'm a teacher, so I like kids. I think they're great. I got to school around 6:30. Before that, I stopped and got the kids some Lucky Charms. We needed them for a graphing activity, but I do think I'm going to let them take home a little bag at the end of the day and eat it at home if they want. I just want to say that I'm just really excited for today. We have a lot of fun activities planned, and I know the kids, they always love this style of day when we just do like a bunch of fun and engaging, but still like academic stations. And I know they're going to come in their cute little green outfits, and they, you know, the smallest holidays to them are like the biggest deal. And I'm just kind of like feeling that with them today. Like, I've got my green. I'm not always like this pumped, this ready to go at 6:50 a.m. But today I am. So, you know, I just want to like remind myself of that and remind my future self that it's okay to be excited and have fun, like with the kids every now and then, to kind of be a kid yourself. I think that makes it more fun for the kids and for me. So yeah, I just wanted to pop on and just say I'm so excited for today. And I just think it's going to be an awesome day. Okay, so you guys, look how fun these stations are. So I have all of their little cereals bagged, and then I've just been writing their name on each of them when they're done. You know, germs and whatnot. And then, you guys, this is the graph. So they sort out their marshmallows and their cereal, and then they graph, you know, how many of each. And then on this side, they make tally marks, and it works with less than, equal to, and greater than. And then we have like some adding and stuff here. So that one I thought was honestly like a pretty well-rounded little activity, and they have been loving this activity. They're so engaged, and they're like so serious, counting out all their little charms, and it's so darling. And then this one is just they're writing what would they do when they caught a leprechaun. This cute little word find, and then on the back there's a maze. This is they need to cut and glue the right little picture to fill in the missing picture or symbol in the ABB pattern. They've really been doing a good job with that one too, and that one is nice because it's got the cutting and the gluing aspect, so just working like on that fine motor skill. Whenever I can throw in another little sensory or like a dual skill activity, and then I'll usually have some sort of cut and glue in my normal literacy and math stations too, so they know the routine of how that works. And then this little hot mess over here is another station. So each pot of gold has a word blend on them, and then each gold coin has a picture whose word will match one of these word blends. So I've been super impressed with how they've been doing on that one. We really have not worked with beginning word blends that much. But I sort of made today's group so that 1 or 2 people in the group might know or understand what I mean by the word blend. And of course I explained all the stations before we started too, and did 1 or 2 with them, but they've been really doing a good job, and this one they've been really engaged too. So, you know, when I see how engaged they are, that's telling me that's like the perfect level of kind of that productive struggle, but also they're able to do it. So yeah, today's just been a really good day. Starting to get, you know, a little tired because of course we're still in kindergarten, but it's been a really fun day, and they've just been like super happy and really doing well for the most part, staying on task. So they're at their specials right now. Today we had gym, which is awesome for me because they got to burn off that energy. We just have a couple more stations. Each kiddo will get to do each station today. So we have 2 more rotations left, and then we're going to do a little project. We need to look at our pennies. And then I did tell them that if they were really doing a good job staying on task and, you know, doing the expected behaviors, that they would get to eat their little bag of cereal, and then I'll do a little read aloud and they can just end the day with a book and a snack. Right now I just have a couple minutes left to prep, so, you know, the classic, go get your water bottle filled, go to the bathroom, and then back to it with the kiddos. She's back. Yeah, so the serotonin's flying high. I just got back from a run, and I think I got a little, you know, too comfortable, too confident in my own little happy chemical flowing through me, because about like just over halfway through my run, I see another guy and we're running, you know, like this. So, you know, coming at each other. And, you know, I'm kind of like feeling the wear of the run at this point, right? He's kind of looking like he's feeling that wear too. And so as we're, you know, getting ready to pass, I look him like dead in the eye and I give him like a look, and then I give him a little like, I'm with you, brother, and then I just keep going. Who does that on a sidewalk to someone you don't know? Just, I do, apparently. I don't know. But anyway, it is a considerable amount of hours later. Obviously just got back from my run. I always feel like after my run, which, like, disclaimer, I do not run every day. Let's put that out there. I don't do that every day. I have like a weird shoulder thing where sometimes it feels like it's being literally ripped off. So if I ran every day, I would be in pain. Also, like, I'm a first year teacher. I'm a tired gal sometimes. I can only do so much here. But I do like to move every day because I know that it just makes me a happier person. And when I'm happier, the kids are happier. So anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I feel like after my movement for the afternoon, I'm able to like come back down to earth kind of, and like actually remember what happened that day. When I'm actually at school, like I feel like every fiber of like my conscious and like subconscious innate abilities, whatever, are going like 1,000 miles per hour. But then like once they leave and it starts to get quiet, I'm kind of in this like blurred phase. And like if someone asks me how my day was, like, I don't know, I'd like could tell you if it was overall good or bad, but like I don't really know much more than that at that moment, because I'm like coming down from like this big mountain of like chaos that I just experienced all day, and organized chaos, but still chaos. But I mean, today, like for sure, was overall an awesome day. I knew it would be. I always tend to really like these like party days. These days always go like really smooth. The activities are like a little more fun, but they're still like very academic. I had them, you know, working on their phonics, sorting and their graphing, patterns. Even our project, you know, like involved shapes and their fine motor skills. We did the cutest little, they made like is it like a leprechaun hat? I don't know, like a green top hat. So they had to cut, you know, a tall like a city triangle, a tall like a city rectangle, and then a like wide like the sea rectangle. And I didn't give them like a tracer or anything. They just had to do it, which is interesting too, like to see like the spatial kind of awareness that some of the kids have, you know, like some of their hats are this big and their bands like that. But then they needed to cut like a black long rectangle for the band and a little square for the buckle on the hat. And then I have like pictures of them that I took, and I kind of blew them up so their face was bigger. And so they cut like a little oval around their face, and then they glued it under the hat so it looks like they're like wearing their little top hat. And they thought that was just like
the best thing since sliced bread. They thought it was so cute. They were going around the room, like, you know, with it in front of them, like, look at me. And then one kid, like, after he'd cut out his oval, you know, because it's like a rectangle with their picture, and they cut out that oval, he had glued his paper back together, and then he put it up to his face like this, and was like, that was so funny. That's the other thing too. I feel like when we have like these party days, I am more laid back. I'm more engaged with the kids because I'm not as worried, because in my head, it's like a party day. So it's okay that we're not going 1,000 miles a minute. I like laugh more. I'm having more like casual conversation with them, and I'm just like enjoying my kids more. I can tell that, of course, in return, they're enjoying me more. And I mean, that's how it should be. Like, that's why you go into teaching, because you enjoy kids. There's like 100 reasons that you can go into teaching, but I mean, a big part of it is you need to enjoy children if you would like to be a good teacher. Yeah, I just really like these days for that aspect. It's really, really easy to feel the pressure of, oh my gosh, I have to teach them handwriting and sound spelling and addition and subtraction and shapes. I need to know how to read and at this level and this many sight words per minute. And like, on these days, all of that just kind of gets set to the side, and you're just able to have fun and really be in the moment with the kids. Yeah, but that's really all I had to say today. I don't know. I like could do stuff tonight, but I definitely don't have to, so I'm probably not going to, because it's already after 6, and I like to be winding down with my bedtime tea by like 7:30 or 8. Just gonna make dinner, take a shower. I noticed that my feet, this is off topic, incredibly off topic, but I noticed that my feet, like the socks, smell worse after they're wet when I run. Oh, I don't know, like I didn't like slosh in any puddles, and there's Reed. Hi. I didn't like step or slosh in any puddles, thank goodness, but the air is still like, you know, kind of moist, and I don't know, like that sweat with the dampness, I feel like really is a different level of sweaty smell. But anyway, that's on that. If you're still watching, I don't know how I'm gonna put all of these little thoughts together in terms of like the whole video production situation. I don't know, we'll see. But if you're still watching, shout out to you, your patience. You could probably be a teacher with the patience that you have watching this far into this video, so think about it. Maybe I'll pop back in tomorrow. It's Friday, so it's like fun day Friday. Who knows? Anything goes. No, that's not true. Maybe I'll pop back in. Maybe I won't. We shall see. Another day, another dollar, bright and early tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's Saturday. Hi. I'm on my way to Caribou to go get some schoolwork done, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching, for bearing with me this far into my first video back. If you liked it, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.